in this video, what we want to do is that we want to learn about functions in C language. So functions basically are code blocks which it can be reused many times. For example, in our C file here we have this main function. So let's get to the top. We have this main function here where we say we want this main function to return an integer, and the name of the function, it is main. And then here you see there's this brackets here. So in this brackets you can put values which you want, but we are not going to put them here in this function. We are going to create our own function, and then after the name we open the curly brackets, and then we close them also. And then when we come here, it is where here we have closed them, and then we have written an integer. So let us create our own function. So we're going to create our own function outside the main function, and then we're going to call our function inside this main function. So let's create a function for addition. So in this function we want to return integer, the value for integer, and then we want to name the function as add, and then we are going to say we want to get two values from the user, which is A, and we want a value B, and then we say the values, they have to be an integer. And then now we open the curly brackets, and then what we do is that we say we are going to return A plus B. So great. So now if we save this, and then we can call this function inside the main function so that it can run. So if we come here, and then let's just comment out this one. So here we are going to call this function. So to call it, we're going to say, let's just say int addition is equal to, we're going to say add. So we say add, and then here you can see the IntelliSense, it says okay that we need to put the first value, which is an integer. We say we just put 25, and then the second value, which is B, we are going to put 5. So great. So now we need to see the result of this one. So we will say print f. So actually this printf, it is also a function inside. It is a function in itself, but this function, it is built in. So we're going to say print. So we do the formatter specifier here. We say we want to print an integer, and then we say comma, and then we put addition. Great. So now we end this, and then now we can save this, and then we say we want to abort, and then we build and run. So we're expecting to get how much? We're expecting to get 30 because 25 plus 5, it is 30. There we go. So now we got 30. So you can also you can also do like this and just put, you can just put the you can just put the method just inside here and say let's just do another operation. For this one, we are going to just say add we say 7 and 2, and then we're expecting to get 9. So if we say save and then we say abort and then we say build and run, we're expecting to get 30 and 9. There we go, we have 30 and 9. So here, like you can see that actually a function, you can reuse a function. So that's why functions that are very useful in creating, when like you're creating a huge application, because like you don't need like to do this, you don't need to write the addition or the logic over and over again. So function will help you to reduce errors in your program. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video where we are going to speak about functions which are used in mathematics.